What up, y'all? It's your boy coming at you with another shorty. This one is not about the past. This one's about something that just happened today. I'm up at I just left the Giants on 33rd Street. It's about a block down from Greenmount Avenue. I shop there frequently because it's on my way home. Today I went up there to cash in some pennies that I had. They got a penny machine in there. So I was going to cash in my pennies, then I was going to go and do some shopping. It wasn't nothing. It was just like $2. I go in there and cash in my pennies. Then they got the girls that out front of the market. They out there raising money for different things. They always harassing people for donations. Would you like to donate? So I go in there and cash in my pennies and then just give it to them. But anyway, I went in there first just to make sure that the penny machine worked. And it did. So when I came out the store, this dude, him and this woman, the dude looked like he was about my age. I'm 47. I'll be 48 this year. The woman looks like she's about her 60s. And so just looking at it, it looked like she possibly was his mother. I don't know them, but she looked old enough to be his mother. I don't know what happened. When I walked out the store, they were right there in the street, right in front of the store. So I ended up walking up behind them. And but when I got out there, they were in the middle of the street, and he was on the phone, but he was laying her out about something. He was so extra loud, just fussing. And then I'm like, security is sitting right there at the front door. They got armed security up there because people up there always stealing and doing stuff. They don't even let you carry bags in that store. You can't even carry a bag in there that you want to shop with. Like a lot of stores let you bring your own bags. You can't even bring your own bag in there because there's so much theft in there. You come in there with any kind of bag, you got to put it up. They got a rack up there. You got to put it up. And when you come back out, you go get your bags. But anyway, he's literally just chewing this woman out for something. She's not even arguing back with him. She just seemed like it almost seemed to me like she was scared. Like she was scared to say something to her. She was just immune to it. But he was chewing her out. He on the phone, but he's cussing her out. And he right up on her. So when I come out the store, I gotta walk like right by them to go get to my car, because now that I know that the machine is working, I left the pennies in the car. So I went back to my car to go get the pennies so I can put them in the penny machine. And they ended up walking the same direction I was going. She was actually parked diagonally across from my car. But when I came out, and I don't know if it's the way I looked or what, but when he saw me, he started walking away from her and started walking in the opposite lane. And so I'm thinking maybe he was just some junkie or something up there that was just fussing her out, because you get people up there trying to get money from people all the time, and they can get aggressive up in that parking lot. It'd be these junkies from Greenmount up there harassing people for money. So I thought maybe they weren't even together. But he walked, and plus he walked away from her. He walked in a whole nother aisle in the parking lot. So I'm walking behind her, and he's still fussing from over in the other aisle. So I'm like, what in the world didn't happen that he fussed at her like that? And then I get to my car. When I get to my car, and I'm walking behind her the whole time because we're going the same way. So when I get to my car, she was putting the cart like if you take the cart out into the parking lot, there's a rack out there that you put your carts in when you finish using them. But while I was walking behind her, she had actually took the stuff out the car, out her cart, and put it on her car, on the trunk of the car. And so he in the opposite aisle, whatever, in the parking lot, still fussing. So she took the stuff out the cart, put them on top of her trunk, and then she went and put that cart in that parking station for the carts in the parking lot, which is like right across from where I park my car at. While she's putting that cart in that rack, he gets in her car, in the passenger seat. So that's when I discovered that these two were actually together. And he was over there fussing. I don't care about these people in this parking lot and all that. And he said that he got in the car. That's when he got in the car. He's like, I don't care about these people out here, because everybody was looking at him. Because he was just going off on it. She ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? If they were just beefing with each other, it's nothing to go to that giant and people be out there fighting. They be in the store fighting. They be in the parking lot fighting. So it ain't nothing. No, I lived around Emerson Village for years. Stuff like this don't even faze me no more. So it just ain't nothing to me. And it's nothing to them. And be so used to it up there that it don't even matter. It's just entertainment at this point. So he was like, I don't care nothing about these people out here looking at you. And he got up in the car. And again, he glanced over at me and got up in that car. I think he thought that maybe I was going to do something about it, because I was walking right behind her, and she was like always around me until she went back to her car. I went in my car, I got my pennies, and I walked back into that store. And when he seen me walking back up towards the store, maybe he thought I was walking towards him. And he closed that door into the car, and he rolled that window up, because he got in the car, rolled the window down, was chewing her out. And then he seen me walking back towards that car, because there was actually where she was parked at. The way that he got into the car, he went completely out his way to get in that car. He went in a whole different aisle, walked around the car, and went and got in the car. Like it was no reason for him to walk that far away from that car. He should have been walking with her to get into the car. He walked completely around in a whole nother lane, and then came back around and got in the car. Once I walked past their car, he circled back around and got in the car. So I think maybe he thought that I was going to do something, because when I'm walking around in the street, I always kind of look. I have a tendency of looking aggressive when I'm walking around in the street. It's just it's not intentional. It's just the way that I look. You know, I tend to look aggressive, and you push me, I get aggressive, and I don't want to get aggressive. So I had no intention on saying anything to him about that, because when I see stuff happen in the street, I don't get involved. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care what's going on. If it ain't affecting me, I done learned to turn a blind eye to a lot of things, because you can get caught up in the mix real easy in Baltimore. And I ain't with getting caught up in the mix, because if I had said something to him, and if he would have said something to me aggressive, that would have triggered me. If you make me feel nervous, I start feeling like you plotting on me, or you feel like you can do something to me and like I'm just going to let you do it. When I get nervous, I get extra aggressive. And if I'd have said something to him, if he would have gave me that same energy that he gave her, I know I would have approached him. And if he would have as soon as he would have got in my zone, I'm taking off. I'm through talking. You know, I'm done. So I don't even go that way, because it's going to get, it's going to get aggressive real fast if I participate in that, because I'm not going to talk to you too much. Once I've identified that you think you're going to do something to me, I'm going to do something to you, and trust me, I'm going home. I don't know where you're going. I know I'm going home. You might be going to Good Samaritan Hospital. We got Good Samaritan around here. We got Union Memorial. You can pick whichever one you go. But I'm going home by any means necessary. That's why I don't get involved. I don't say nothing. I don't see nothing. I never had any intention on saying anything to him or her. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I think just the way that I looked he thought I was going to say something. And he must have been like scared. He had all the energy for her. He was up in her face until I got behind her and we started walking in the same direction. Then he went into a whole nother lane of that parking lot, walked completely around that car. Came back once I passed that car. Then he came back and got in the car while she was putting that card up. And then he got in the car, rolled the window down, and kept cussing her out. And he was like, I don't care about these people out here. And then when he said that, it made me look at him, and I just looked that way. And I didn't stare at him. I just kind of looked. When he said that, I made me look that way. And that's when he rolled the window up and closed the door. And you could hear him still fussing in the car with the door closing the window up. And then she got in the car, and then it was like, she was getting in the car as I was walking back into the store. So I don't know what was possibly said in that car. She just seemed like she was nervous or something. He might have, as aggressive as he's talking, the way he was acting, he might have hit her or something. There might have been some sort of abusive relationship or something. But I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he'd have did something to her, like he'd assaulted her in that parking lot, he wasn't leaving that parking lot. And it wouldn't have just been me. It'd have been like everybody would have got him. Everybody would have got him. But it's sad that to watch somebody talk to an older woman like that. She couldn't have been his girlfriend because she looked visibly older than him. He looked, like I said, he had to be in his 40s. He wasn't older than me. He didn't look older than me. But she looked like she was like in her, she could have possibly been in her upper 60s, maybe 70. But he was talking to her just crazy. I don't know what happened. It's just when I came outside, he was already cussing her out. So I don't know what happened. Security wasn't saying nothing. Security up there is not going to do nothing unless you do something. It's going to take for some sort of physical altercation to happen. People up there just cussing each other out and yelling. They don't do nothing. They just tell you move it along, move it along. They're not going to physically break nothing up. And so while this was going on, the security was just standing there, just looking. And we got armed security, and it was a female, and she was just sitting there, just looking at him, and everybody looking, and they doing this right. And the thing about it is, he was cussing her out. The kids be right there at the front door, raising money for stuff. Like I said, I'd cash in my pennies and give money to them. These kids are like middle and high school kids, and he was performing like that in front of them and in front of everybody. But like I said, he saw me, and maybe he thought I was gonna do something, but I was never gonna do nothing. Go in the car, get my pennies. I don't get in people's business. The only thing that made me really pay any attention to him was when he was going to get in that car. He said, I don't care nothing about these people out here, listening. And then when you say something like that, that includes me. That means you don't care about me. And so when I looked at it, it made me just immediately look at him when he said that. And he went in that car, closed that door, and rolled that window up. So he had just got in there. He said that as he got in the car and rolled the window down. I don't care about these people out here. He said that just made me look at him. And when he rolled that window up, and that was it. So I don't think he really was about that. I think if I had said something to him, he might have folded up. All that energy might have been gone. Because if he was about that, he wouldn't have walked clean out the way just to get in that car. Because if it was a straight line to their car. I mean, the three of us would have been walking together. When he saw me, he separated from her and he started yelling at her from across the parking lot until I got past him, and then he came back and got in the car. It just, I don't know why I keep going to that Giant. I really need to stop. It's convenient because it's right on my way home. Because I can drive right through Charles Village and get to my house. And I drive right by there. So I don't know why I keep going to that place. There's always something up there. It's always something going down. But I just had to tell y'all that while it's still fresh on my mind. I'm still in the car. I ain't even went in the house yet. So let me tell these people this foolishness that's going on up at this Giant. There's always some tomfoolery going on up there. But you know, he ain't had the energy for me. He wasn't afraid of nobody else, because I wasn't the only one out in that parking lot. It was a lot of people out in that parking lot, and he was comfortable yelling at her and cussing her out in front of all these people, right up on her, and he wasn't afraid to leave when they was out there. You know what I'm saying? It was when I came up there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, it was just something about the way I looked at him, or just the way I looked, period, that made him want to separate from her. And you know, oh well. Look, like I said, I wasn't gonna do nothing to him. But I thought about it when he said, I don't care about none of these people out here. That included me. I mean, you don't care about me. And that just made me look at him. And I looked at him I just looked at him, and I didn't mean it. Just instinctively, I looked at him. And when I did that, he rolled that window up. Well, these crazy people out here. I'm just trying to get home and eat my crab legs, man. I ain't got time for this mess, man. But that's it for now. That was just a shorty or something that just happened. So I'll come back with some, you know how I do. It'd be some high school or some McDonald's stories coming up. So I'll holler at y'all later. All right, I'm out.